Greetings, Internet. Today I'm talking about the newest release from developer Bungie. This is the first game Bungie has delivered since 2010 when they gave us Halo Reach. Since then, they've moved on from the Halo franchise and have been busy working on this brand new IP, Destiny. Destiny is an online multiplayer first-person shooter. All your basic shooter features are here. There's a story to explore, cooperative multiplayer, and PvP competitive multiplayer. These modes are presented as a part of the world as a whole, and each follow the flavor of Destiny's story. The story is just that, it's the main plot. You fill the role of a guardian, a dead hero revived in order to save humanity in its most dire hour. Cooperative play, or strikes, sees your guardian team up with other player-controlled guardians to fight through enemies and reach a specific goal. The Crucible is your standard PvP multiplayer. It's where guardians train by sparring with each other. Like I said, each of these modes are explained as a part of Destiny's setting. Immediately, you'll notice that Destiny looks incredible. It's easily one of the best looking first-person shooters ever. The skies are full of vistas, monuments tower above each planet's surface, and combat explosions are brilliantly believable. Like any MMO, you'll start the game by picking your guardian's class, race, and gender among other details. Unlike other MMOs, your choice of class only affects the gameplay to a small extent. Each class uses the same pool of primary, secondary, and heavy weapons. Differences in available armor are aesthetic only. The main difference from one class to the next is in the form of supers. Supers are activated abilities that are usually used to deal lots of damage or protect the guardian in battle. Once used, the super will usually take several minutes to recharge. Other class differences include various effects that modify melee attacks and double jumps. You'll have to dig 5 to 10 hours into the game before you can really start to see the difference between classes. So how does the game actually play once you're behind the wheel? In my opinion, the mechanics, they're very solid. Weapons are responsive and enemy hitboxes are accurate. Running and jumping are properly geared to Destiny's environments. I just hope you really love looking down your scope and squeezing the trigger, because you're going to have to do it a lot if you want to complete much of anything in Destiny. You're going to spend hours and hours battling mobs of respawning enemies across both open environments and typical shooter hallways. Bosses are bullet sponges, and depending on the difficulty level you choose, they will take anywhere from 5 to 30 minutes to kill. Players are rewarded for accuracy with their weapons, as most enemies have a weak spot. If you're going to grind for extra experience and loot, you'll probably spend some time in patrol mode. While on patrol, you can explore open environments and complete patrol missions. These are simple missions that will require the player to collect resources from a defeated enemy, reach vantage points, scan certain items, or destroy a number of bad guys. One of the defining elements of an MMO is collecting arbitrary items and turning them in for a reward. In Destiny, each environment features a different resource for you to gather. Collect enough of a certain resource and you can turn them into the quartermaster for money and marks. Both of these are required for high-level equipment. These resources can also be used when upgrading your equipment. Your ultimate goal? Well, I guess that's up to you. If you're only interested in playing through the story because you love the Halo franchise, I promise you will be disappointed. It'll be over too soon, and it lacks the powerful moments and memorable characters Halo fans fell in love with. There isn't a single character in this story that reaches iconic levels. The closest Destiny comes to creating a memorable character is Ghost. Ghost fills the role of Halo's Cortana and is voiced by the talented Peter Dinklage.
I'm a ghost, actually. Can't we just stay here with the murderous robots?
However, the real reason to keep playing is to push your Guardian's level higher and higher by completing daily and weekly events in order to compete in the PvP Crucible and top-tier co-op strike missions. Players inside the Crucible will have evened out stats when they fight each other, but there are definitely advantages for higher level players with better gear and abilities. Plus, Bungie has hinted that the Destiny universe is a living entity and will continue to grow. In fact, there are already DLC expansions planned as early as December 2014. A quick note regarding Crucible. PvP shooters can easily be ruined by bad server connections. Hitting your opponent directly, only to have the game lag and cost you a kill, is disheartening and frustrating. My experience with Destiny so far, after about 8 hours or so in the Crucible, is nearly perfect in this regard. I find that when I fire and I feel like I should hit the target, I do. Game-ruining lag has not reared its ugly head at me. Also, I'm experiencing about 4 to 6 minute waits between each round. While this isn't super exciting, it's also not a deal breaker. Let's talk design for a moment. Typically in an action game's main campaign, when you've fought through enemy legions and reached the end of a level, you'll begin the next stage from some logical starting point. It's not always so in Destiny. For example, you might fight past a myriad of threats to the gates of an alien fortress. Instead of starting the next mission from the beginning of the fortress, you're back in your ship in orbit. You'll start from your original landing zone and make your way all the way to the fortress and then go inside. This is blatant padding by Bungie. Another example is when you defeat a boss and receive a mission reward. What do you do with the mission reward? You take it to an NPC so they can give you a voucher. What do you do with the voucher? You take it to the gunsmith to receive an actual reward for your deed. Are you kidding me? Why not just directly give me the weapon or armor as a reward for defeating the boss? You need more proof of padding guilt? Check it out. One time, I walked to the NPC responsible for giving out bounties in order to add a few to my to-do list. After I left, I noticed that the postmaster had a message for me. I walked over and checked my mail, and I found a note from the bounty guy. I walked back over to him and he gave me a special bounty. Why not just give me this bounty the first time I'm here? I know it's not a long walk from the postmaster back to the bounty guy, but why design it this way? Of course, the answer is artificial game padding. The point is to lengthen the experience so people feel like the game is longer than it really is. This is an especially off-putting design choice in Destiny, since the game as a whole contains more than enough content. And if someone's going to trade in their copy at GameStop, this unnecessary additional walking and talking isn't going to change their mind. Now, all that being said, gamers have been complaining for as long as I can remember about game length. If a certain game isn't X hours long, some people won't even consider buying it. I encourage gamers to think about this the next time they balk at a 5-hour shooter or a 10-hour RPG. So what's the verdict? It really depends on your expectations. I can really only recommend Destiny to people who either love PvP shooters or don't mind grinding mobs. Personally, I'm excited about future content and DLC for Destiny. I feel an urge to battle in the Crucible, collecting epic loot in this beautifully polished run-and-gun experience. This won't apply to everyone. I only hope this video helps you make your decision wisely. Let me know your thoughts about Destiny in the comments. Subscribe for more content like this, and if you liked the video, hit the button and share it. Thanks for watching.
Hey, Guardian. Wake up.